Alright, I'm going to show you my list of Nintendo 64 games. It is a good amount. Still, I'm a little modest about my collection, but I'll show you every game individually. Doom 64, very good first-person game. You can't jump. It's different levels than the original version, but still it's worth playing. I was not a big fan of this game. Armorines, it's another first-person game. Oh. I'm not a huge fan of it. I prefer games like Turok, Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, Doom, and Quake. Castlevania, I do love this version. People do complain about the camera, but I still think the game was great. It had perhaps 8+ levels, larger whip, and it's perhaps one of my favorite transitions from 2D to 3D. Super Mario 64, I did not get this game right away. And this is perhaps one of my favorite Super Mario games ever. I'd have to say, what would I like more, Super Mario 64 wide maps or Super Mario Galaxy's multiple maps, but not so connected like this, or Super Mario Sunshine? I think I prefer the connected worlds, but I still think Galaxies 1 and 2 are great. Bomberman 64, I love this game. This is Bomberman with an adventure mode. You can explore great worlds and explore many little tricks and secrets when you hop on bombs and you collect every little thing in there. You get a rainbow path. There are 4 zones, a 5th space zone, then the secret rainbow zone. You get the true ending where your mentor was the... I won't say a thing.
No spoilers.
No spoilers allowed. Jet Force Gemini, a great WarioWare third-person game. I was never able to beat this game, but I should. Because when you collect a lot of things in the game, the final test is collect every single tribal in the game. Those are these little monkeys you collect. Here's the bad news. You must collect every single one of these guys when you're in the map. Like in Banjo-Kazooie, when you collect the notes and you get outside, then you must do them all over again. And there are about 20+ stages you must collect every single tribal without killing them. If you kill one or if a monster kills one instead, you must do the entire stage all over again. So that's the... I got everything else except for the tribal thing. Then I can go to Earth and then beat this game. Star Fox 64. This is perhaps my friend's favorite game, and I love the adventure mode. And the multiplayer was, it's alright. And the 2 bonus levels and the different paths and great voice acting and tons of game popularity with this. It's worth owning. Donkey Kong 64. Some say with this game, it does not feel like playing a Donkey Kong game, but I still think it is. Great worlds, great Donkey Kong game. If we would have another game like this, I'd want to buy it.
It was one of my favorites in the Nintendo 64 actually.
I just fell in love with this one.
Yeah, great game. Too bad it's not on the Virtual Console.
It isn't?
It isn't yet.
That's why I like collecting original stuff.
Yeah, great stuff.
The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. People said it was a short game, but that's because the largeness was made out of a side quest, where you can collect 24 masks. I'm not sure if the last secret mask is 25 or 24, but you can transform into 4 different characters aside from Link, and collect lots of masks, and all the characters act differently with it. If you wear the stone mask where you're invisible, they would say, what's that noise? Or if you wear the pig mask, one character would say, oh, come on, I'm not that dirty. I bathe once a month.
Let me get the game to show the...
Oh, yes.
Can it be seen? I don't know. Yeah, I think so.
But if you loved Zelda for the Nintendo 64, this is the same formula. A working formula that's very perfect, and you can continue this great series. Of course, this game is arguably the greatest game of all time, because you get a large map, the dungeons can be completed in any order you want, great basic story, and every detail in the game is very important, because there's some RPGs where the details are not so important. But with this game, an action-adventure game like this, every little thing is important, and there's so many cool secrets, so many upgrades you can get, and even a bonus dungeon where you can get the ice arrows and everything. But great, great game, because even when the game is over, I explored the dungeons as if it had like another thing to it. Like, there are secrets in the fire temple that I had to uncover. So it's beyond just the game itself. There's much more to do in the game. Recommended for any Nintendo 64 holder. Aiden Chronicles, the first mage, I believe, right? Yes. This was an RPG that had a pretty large world map, but not many people liked it because the game was very boring. I liked it because the RPG mechanics were very cool. You use your experience points to buy your experience points to buy new skills, upgrade skills to make stuff, or to open chests, thieving, better diplomacy, and you must try to get your true name, and once you have that, you're more powerful than you could be. And then connect with you and your original self. Many cool worlds, very large map, and it really feels like you're adventuring from town to town, rather than everything being so close by. I don't think this game had a warp spell at all, so you have to actually walk to your place. But if you do want the game that has perhaps the largest landmass, you want to look for a PC game called Daggerfall. I believe that's what the game is called. It has the largest landmass. And this game is a pretty large landmass.
And you know, game retailers, you shouldn't do this to the games.
I bought it used.
Yeah, no, but... Ooh.
Well, yeah, I have to get rid of some of these stickers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Still, it's a great game. And side characters, and when you... Oh, last bit. When your characters die, they die for good.
Oh, crap.
So be careful.
Game retailers, don't do that to games.
Yes. Turok 2. Again, I love Turok because in the game you fight dinosaurs in a space theme, and when you're exploring around certain maps, it feels shaky. So it actually feels like you're going through rough terrain. And this is the only Turok game that I've ever beaten with this. But still, I loved it. Banjo-Tooie. Now this is a good action-adventure / platform game. With this game in particular, you get lots of platforming, all the moves from the original game, plus more moves with this game, and tons of minigames you can be able to play with more than one player. And you can explore a little bit of the old world and see how the world's been destroyed because of Gruntilda's sisters and the monsters. It's a great, great game. It really feels like you're playing a video game world with this one. Perfect Dark, the supposed sequel to GoldenEye, but because we didn't look far enough, even though this game was 2000, it was much better than GoldenEye in my opinion, because it had larger maps, the missions were more defined than GoldenEye, voice actors, more than about 50 weapons, lots of secrets, lots of cheats, and 4 types of weapons in the game, you could say. One from your company, one from the enemy company, which was Datadyne, Kerrigan, Datadyne, mine, and Skedar. And with each of the guns, they fire differently-ish, and also they have different crosshairs. So those 4 kinds of weapons have different crosshairs depending on which company made it. That's pretty unique for a shooter. Mario Party, always fun with friends. You can play with 4 characters, 8 different players, tons of stages, tons of minigames. I recommend this to anyone who wants a multiplayer Nintendo 64 game. This is worth buying 4 controllers for. Mega Man 64, the report to the PlayStation 1 Mega Man Legends game. I'd say this is a great transition from 2D to 3D with the Mega Man franchise, even though some people are saying that Mega Man should stay in 2D. But thank God we're getting Mega Man Legends 3, even without Cage Infinity. And in this game, you get different weapons, different powers. Only downside, however, you don't get the many Robot Masters like the old Mega Man games. But if you did with this game, you can get their powers, that would be amazing. Perhaps make it for a different franchise, because Mega Man Legends already has a built formula. Gex 64, Enter the Gecko. I believe the original Gex was for the 3DO, but that was when Gex was 2D. But this is a 3D platformer where you get many little missions. Similar to Banjo-Kazooie, where you collect different little medallions, or jiggies, or in this case, oh shit, I forget. Special Gex tokens. Yeah, little tokens. We collect enough and be allowed to go into the next set of worlds. Cool platform, but like again, with the levels, they're too linear. When you're doing one mission, there's just one road here, then another mission, and another road here. With Super Mario 64, it's a great big non-linear world where you can explore it. With this, once you've chosen your path, then you can't really explore the game because it's not really built for that. They could have. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. It's a pretty good racing game. I know that more people have greater memories with this than I do, but I can admit it is pretty good. Though my favorite racing games would be Mario Kart 64 and Diddy Kong Racing for the 64. The new Tetris. It plays like a regular Tetris game. It has multiplayer, and they have nice 3D visual effects. I'd say that if you like Tetris, and you want to play in 64 with friends, it's a pretty good game to have. Paper Mario. Perhaps the sequel to Super Mario RPG 1996 by Squaresoft. This was made by Nintendo and Intelligent Systems. What was it made by? I think it's by Intelligent Systems. This is pretty late into the Nintendo 64. You can collect different badges, you can fight Bowser, and even play as Peach, and even make a cake.
Wow.
But many cool things in the game, many cool environments, ranging from the field, to the desert, to a dark haunted house, like the Boo's Mansion, a snow field, and an island of Yoshis. Very cool game.
But was the cake a lie?
No, it was not a lie. You have to feed it to Bowser. But if you make the cake garbage, Bowser will say to you, "Where did you learn to make cakes? Truck driving school?" 007 GoldenEye. This is what many Nintendo 64 gamers know and love. Again, it only has, what, 20-ish stages, where Perfect Dark had more stages and even secret stages. Oh, I forgot to mention with Perfect Dark, it was Nintendo's first M-rated game. Nintendo's first. And with this game, it's not so bad, and this also spawned the famous Get Down music video. Get down, da 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 da. That one. It's a pretty cool shoot 'em up game, but of course, I do prefer GoldenEye over this game. Still, it's a great game to play. Gex 3. This is the third in the Gex series, and the thing that makes it unique is they, of course, add more movie references, and you can wear different costumes in the game, and the different costumes get different powers. If you wear the Little Red Riding Hood costume, you can glide in the game. I think you can wear a cowboy costume, a wrestler's costume for one boss theme.
Let me see.
It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool game, but again, with each mission, it's very different.
I can see it has a Stone Cold Steve Austin attire here. Yeah, as a wrestling fan, I can.
He only wrestled once in a boss stage.
Really, but the attire here is a Stone Cold Steve Austin's. That's cool. As a wrestling fan, I pretty much like it. That's cool.
I say both Gex 1 and Gex 3, from my experience, are great games. But I kind of wish the world was more wide, like Super Mario 64. Duke Nukem 64. If you want a shooter game where it's really wild, very fast, this game I recommend. And of course, very cool sayings. You can explore a movie theater, you can explore space station, evil space areas, the city, gun shop, a hotel, Area 51, I believe. Yeah, there is such an area, yes. Many cool things to do, such as drink from water fountains, or pee in urinals, and even watch a monster go to the bathroom and kill him as soon as he's finished.
Nice.
And even go do a level inside a fast food joint. Very, very cool game. Banjo-Kazooie, the Rareware Banjo-Kazooie game that started it all into the series. Very cool game where you could say it's got a great gameplay, but not a great story. Would you ever think a game was popular if you were told the plot? A game where you are a bear, you rescue your sister from being ugly by a witch, and she wants her cuteness. And then if you lose to the game, if you actually say save and quit, the process actually happens where Grunty turns to a good-looking woman, and Grunty to an ugly witch. And then your friend Mumbo Jumbo wants to date her with a flower. Weird story, but great gameplay, and they meshed together to create a great game. Harvest Moon 64. This is perhaps my favorite in the Harvest Moon series. In this game, you can You can develop your land, harvest plants that you grow in the game, and find a family. Get a wife, one of the 6 girls in the game, and marry them. And also get a little child, and explore a great town. You can do town events. I'd say with this one's perhaps the smoothest, because in this game, sometimes someone, the old lady, this is perhaps the only game I know with Harvest Moon that a person actually dies in the game, and the world kind of changes because of that.
Wow.
There's a bakery, a flower that grows every once a year, snow events, spring events, horse races. It feels like an active town with this game. And you get a day-night feature and a 4 seasons feature. Very great game. Pokemon Stadium 2. If you love Pokemon Stadium 1, Pokemon Stadium 2 will not be bad for you. And it has gold and silver there as a tribute to the gold and silver versions.
Nice detail.
And this was released before Crystal version. That's why you cannot play your Crystal version. So the Game Boy games you can play with your transfer packs, which I do have around here. You can play red, blue, yellow, gold, and silver
Pikachu
with this game. But with Pokemon Stadium 1, you can only play red, blue, and yellow. Yes. Great game to have. Instead of the boss of number 1 being Mewtwo, the boss of number 2 is your rival from Gold and Silver, and he's got the legendary Pokemon. Cool minigames too. Killer Instinct. Now this is really cool because even Rareware made a fighting game. And in this game, it's famous for tons of combos where you can make a 20 chain combo and not stop.
Wow.
So if you have 2 skilled players, it's really get your opponent defenseless and then execute your pile of moves. Great game, but if you don't know the controls, it can be very hard. But once you get used to the game, I did, it can be very exciting. The first Pokemon Stadium game. This is what started it all. The cool thing with this game is when you beat the Legendary 4 and beat Gary, you can actually get a Pokemon from this game. I don't believe Pokemon Stadium 2 ever did that, but you can collect the old Pokemon with this game as much as you want, collect Eevee and collect the fossil Pokemon with this game. And you get cool mini games and play the old Game Boy games. Oh, I forgot to mention with this, that with this game you could actually use your Pokemon in the mini games. It does not create extra effects, but it's cool to bring in your Scizor rather than Scyther into a mini game. This game does not. Castle. Oh, it's a copy, but you can.
Yeah. You already showed it.
I have another copy. I'll trade this to get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the NES. Still pretty good game. Bomberman Hero. This game reminds me of Crash Bandicoot because the levels are very linear-like, but this game is still very cool. You're able to grow your bombs, throw them, have pretty cool bosses, and the songs are very techno-like. It's very cool. Mario Kart 64. Very popular for everyone. This game is perhaps known as one of the most popular N64 games of all time because it can be played with hardcore and casual gamers and anyone would enjoy this game. And if you drive on Royal Raceway, you can even see the old castle from Super Mario 64. Very cool. Super Smash Bros. Again, like Mario Kart 64, a must-have title. This game is where you can be able to fight with friends with every little Nintendo cameo. The makers of the game was HAL Laboratories. I believe it was HAL Laboratories, the maker of Kirby, that helped create this idea, and then Nintendo helped put this idea into an actual video game. And you get 4 secret characters versus about 10 secret characters you get nowadays with Super Smash Bros. Melee and Brawl. One of the best games to play.
And actually that game, I heard that the game was not gonna be a mashup of Nintendo characters, but it was gonna be a whole new game. But pretty much, I don't know who saw the game idea and said
who made the game idea? The makers of Kirby, HAL Laboratories.
No, I mean it was gonna be a fighting game,
yeah,
but not really with Nintendo characters.
Oh.
And then I don't know if if it was Miyamoto that liked the game or was another Nintendo guy.
It was Miyamoto.
It was Miyamoto
I believe
that
so, yeah.
actually wanted
Or Iwata, the president of Nintendo.
yeah, that actually wanted the game to have the Nintendo characters, and so it became Smash Bros.
Also, one more fun fact: this game was not meant for the U.S., but because it got 1 million plus sales, they think America could enjoy it, and we did.
Yeah.
Shadow Man. I love this action-adventure game. If you want an action-adventure that's really dark, cool platforming, collecting of Dark Souls and becoming more powerful, this is a great game for you. You go from the human world to hell through a memorable teddy bear, and you can switch from heaven to hell.
Nice.
And if you are in heaven, I'm sorry. If you're on Earth, you're Michael Laroy, a human. But when you're in hell, then you can become Shadow Man. Because there's a little story in the instruction manual where you were a taxi car driver, you found money in your taxi cab because of someone who forgot them, you used the money for your family, a mob killed you and your family, or killed your family and then you killed yourself, and then in hell, a shadow woman stitched in your chest the mask of shadows, enabling you to become Shadow Man. Now you work for her and you collect the Dark Souls to prevent the Abyss, or Dark Side, to go into Live Side by the evil man named, the one with the bloody mouth, I am Legion, for we are many. Great game to have. Star Wars Rogue Squadron, I'm okay with this game. You go from plane mode to walking mode. It's pretty cool, but really I'm not a huge fan of it because it does not feel like a solid game to me. It's really just big maps without them really connecting like a good action-adventure game. But if you're a Star Wars fan, I say it's still pretty good to have, I guess. And
That'll be it, I think. Game Shark.
oh yes, this was given to me from a friend, Game Shark.
Cheater.
Yeah, it's pretty good, I guess. If you want special things such as Mario jumping in the air, or many little crazy things to happen, it's good to have a Game Shark. It's like having an action replay if you want to play as Giga Bowser in Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Yeah. And well,
Alright.
that'll be it for the N64 collection.
And that is my... Oh, actually, I don't have all the games here because I have Tony Hawk Pro Skater and I believe I have Pokemon Snap back at home, but I don't have it here. But this is my entire collection.
Great. Okay, take care, guys.
This is Big Game Freak signing off.
Bye.